Lost my zip tie. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This morning has been full of shenanigans. Shenanigan number one, okay? The one that you guys probably care about. This flywheel's toast. I brought her to the machine shop this morning and the machinist said, it's too thin, it's already been turned, we won't turn it for you. So that's the situation number one. Situation number two, my Duramax is broken. I can't drive the truck. I can drive it like 20 more miles till it says it won't drive anymore. It's showing P2033 and it's for an EGT sensor. So we are gonna have to go to Napa today. I have an inspection on that truck on Wednesday, so in 2 days, and I obviously need to drive it out to get inspected, to get registered, to get a title for it. Situation number three, Jared set the camera down. This is gonna be a life lesson. Well, for starters, if you guys are wondering who's been behind the camera for the last, what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
It's been this man right here, so big shout out to Jared for pumping out the fire smooth videos. Would you like to give him a life lesson on title transfers?
Yeah, so when you sell a car, you need to submit a report of sale. You can't just sell the vehicle and give it to the person in your driveway and then forget about it. I got a call or a bill from a towing company for $1,300 for a car that I sold 5 years ago. And I did not submit a report of sale.
You're getting dicked in the bum.
Very hard.
No lube. It's like putting this goddamn cast up there. All right, so here is the situation. There is a local shop here, local to us, who has a flywheel. Second thing is we are gonna run to Napa, get a new EGT sensor for the Duramax. Hopefully it fixes that issue. There is one more code for it was like DPF, but it may be fixed with the EGT sensor. And then, I don't know what Jared's got going on over here. He's just being salty about his $1,200 bill all day now. Maybe that EGT sensor is for a 2015 Duramax. Dude, that looks way more comfy than mine. Plus this cushion. Wow, it's the same as mine. Mine's better. All right, we picked up 2 sensors. Didn't know which one was which. I just bought both. Whatever one it isn't, I'll return. But let's go fix this bad boy. Yeah! 6 hours later, we're back at the shop. We have a new flywheel. Follow me. I'm trying to act like I'm in a good mood right now, but I'm actually not in a good mood, so bear with me. We got a new flywheel. Sick. We have a new clutch. Sick. Gear oil. Sick. We have a monster because I'm not leaving the goddamn shop until we finish this shitty Evo. Yeah, 2 o'clock right now. I think we should be done by like 6. But it's probably gonna go to like midnight, so I don't even care. Let's do it. All right. Yep. I need a beer. Oh, I want a beer so bad. We're not leaving the shop today. Car's leaving with you.
Oh, fuck, I'm dead, bro.
So we're gonna start obviously with the new flywheel. Duh. Put the damn clutch on. I'm on one today. And I'm hangry. And I can't even drink a damn beer. But honestly, in all honesty, I think going back in is much easier than coming out. Mainly because we don't have to deal with the clutch throwout bearing, the clip. Real quick, let me show you guys how it works. All right, so here we have a clutch, right? ACT monolock collar. We have the throwout bearing. So going back in, all you have to do is, this will be on the clutch fork. You engage the clutch fork, pops in like that, locked in, can't get it out. Now, when you're pulling it out, basically you want to put your screwdriver in here, push it down. So you push the clutch fork toward the driver's side of the car. You'll pop the screwdriver and then you'll push the clutch fork to the passenger side. Hypothetically, should pop it out. Obviously, it doesn't work anything like that in a car. I mean, it does sometimes. I think there's been 2 times out of like 8 Evo trainings that I pulled out that it's been very smooth. Other times I've had to unbolt the pressure plate from the actual flywheel. It's been a nightmare, but that's the general idea of how either the ACT monolock works or the factory throwout bearing. Pretty much the same concept either way. I don't know, I'm showing you guys this, but yeah, you get the point. Flywheel, where is it? Oh, there it is. Flywheel bolts, I always throw a little bit of RTV on them. That's what the service manual says to do. So that's what I'm gonna do again. And I think they go to like 28,000 foot-pounds. Something like that. No, I don't even know. I'll have to look it up. It's probably like 70 foot-pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so grab your little high temp Visbella, cheap China eBay RTV. Throw a little dab on there, or something like that. Throw that son of a bitch in. All right, so to torque down a flywheel, of course you need to hold the opposite side of the crank. We got our big breaker bar in there, just jammed up against the lower control arm. Torque spec on the flywheel. Start at 30 foot-pounds, crisscross pattern, just like you're torquing down a regular wheel on a car, all right? And then it bumps to 96 foot-pounds. So 30. Flywheel's on. Next thing, before we install the clutch, we're gonna go ahead and clean the flywheel off with brake cleaner. You don't want no oil on there because obvious. All right. Beautiful. The full face bit. Here is the clutch disc itself, very clearly labeled right here, transmission side. So this big hump right here goes to the tranny, flat part goes right to the flywheel. They did include a little bit of lube, input shaft lubrication, lightly grease the splines. So we got a little bit on the disc itself, and then before we put the tranny in the car, I'll throw some of that on the actual input shaft on the tranny. But for now, we're gonna take this, and we're gonna set this up on to the car. You need this. This acts as your input shaft, so everything is aligned properly. Grab this guy, slide her through. All right, so the clutch bolts, the 6 bolts go to 13 foot-pounds, which converts over to 156 inch-pounds. Got those guys torqued down. Next step is to swap out the throwout bearing on the transmission. That thing's probably full of clutch fragments, so we have a new one. What we're gonna do, we have to pull off the clutch fork, right? Yep, she's a little crusty. So yeah, all we do, pull out that 10 mil, pull off this vent right here, and then there's a cap down there. We're just gonna pound this shaft out right here that holds on clutch fork. This goes in place of that. That's what it's supposed to sound like. That's a little, you know, outdated and wallered out, you could say. All right, that's a little crusty. We don't like that. For sale, new throwout bearing. Actually, I might save that for a future project. Okay, all this is gonna clean up real nice. The throwout bearing needs to, it's always sliding back and forth on this right here. So it has to be nice and smooth and clean and greased up. Okay, we're gonna call it a good day right there. Not just a day, a good day. Oh wait, should probably put the clutch fork back on. Could you imagine? We got your whole tranny installed and we didn't have a clutch fork on there.
Sounds like some shit I would do.
Sounds like some shit I almost just did. This bad boy right here is ready to go back in the car. And this is probably gonna be, I would say, the most difficult part of today is getting the tranny lifted up, getting the input shaft all the way through the clutch, getting this little kiak, I'm trying not to say that, and then getting the tranny bolted to the engine. As soon as we get that done, that right there, bolting the engine to the tranny, from there it's like a few minutes and we're done. I need to drink a Monster. Okay, boys, we've been kind of finagling around with getting the tranny up in there, and it's so tight going up in there, and I've done it on a few other cars, and I decided to do it on this car again. The decision I made is to drop the subframe down. You don't need to go all the way out, just like 2 or 3 inches down. It gives you so much more space to get that tranny up and over, and then on to the engine. Sometimes the impact just isn't as strong as Devin Niemela. And just like this. Phew. We did it, boys. We finally got the tranny onto the engine. It took a while. I don't know why this is so difficult. It fought me so much, or us. Jared, thanks for helping me work on the car.
I think that's backwards.
So the main problem that we actually had was our tranny jack would only go so high, and the car is way up in the air. The engine's unbolted, so the tranny jack was too low. That's what it boiled down to. So it was a weird situation. We finally got it. Now, this is gonna be clipped in. Ready for it? So I'm a little confused. It feels like that throwout bearing should clip in more, but then again, I was used to pulling out a worn out clutch, so the fork was in a completely different spot. But I'm going to bolt on the slave right now, go press in the clutch, make sure it feels fine, and if it does, stop messing all the way together, get it out of the shop, and move on to All right, here's the move from here. Subframe, I just got bolted back in. We're getting to get the transfer case onto the tranny, and then all of the motor mounts, and then from there it's just simple little stuff. CVs, gear oil, intake, intercooler piping, wheels, go drive the damn thing. We're driving this tonight. If we don't drive this tonight, then I quit YouTube. Mark my words. All we have left to get this thing back up on the road: gear oil, intake, I'm looking at the parts, intercooler pipe, that's it. All right. Oh, shit. Now we have an intake. I don't know what kind of intake Jared runs on this car, but she ain't that very mint. She got some oil in her too. Someone needs a big turbo light. Check out his BOV as well, boys. What is this? Who would hammer that down like that? We lost the MAF wiring. A little wonky donk here. Got a wonky donk.
Besides the plug.
We started up. So I don't know if I mentioned, but we ran the red wine cocktail in here. It's what I originally put in here when we built this car for Bobby, and then we put it back in because I really like it. It's what I run in that Evo as well, and it feels nice. But basically you do, you see that drain plug right here, or this fill plug, boys? All you do is you put oil in that, about 2.6, 2.7 quarts, and then you let it drain until it stops draining. And then you put the fill plug back in, and you're done. All right, ready?
For what?
Start it up.
Yeah.
This is the nerve-wracking part, guys. I mean, this wasn't the motor build, so it's not really that bad, but it's still a little scary, you know? Maybe I put like the clutch in backwards, you know? All right, let's get it. Make sure your clutch works, make sure it shifts. Gucci? Hello? Are you gonna speak? Why? Oh shit, shut it off!
You bitch, are you trolling me?
Alright, let's see if it rolls. Not too fast though, your wheels are loose. Hell yeah, brother. How's it feel?
Good.
Clutch feels good?
Yep.
How good?
Really good.
Out of 10?
10.
10 out of 10? Hell yeah. All right, boys, we're all finished up with the clutch install and replacement. We're gonna go on a drive right now and see how she feels.
Oh, bro, this is so much different than what it was before. In a good way, though. Oh, it's way lower now.
Good.
Yeah, way lower.
I kind of want to drive it. I want to see how it feels.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a little wonky because I'm not used to it, but after like an hour of driving, or not even like, honestly, after driving at home, it'll be good.
Is it softer, stiffer? About the same?
It's about the same.
Yeah. So before there was a comp stage 2 in here, now it's ACT HDSS. I think this one handles more torque. I really like the feel of the ACTs. It feels sick.
This feels nice.
What? That feels different.
Yeah.
I'm used to like, dude, it was way stiffer with the comp when it wasn't blown. Oh, geez. Not bad. I can get used to that. When I'm in a 10, I always imagine it being like my 10 where it's like, oh. Whoa, almost stalled her. You grab so much lower.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Dude, before it was right at the top.
Yeah. I like it. Made it feel solid. I like it, boys. I really like it. That was a sick way to break in the lift. It's always fun. Good shit, bro. She works.
Thank you.
We actually did it.
Yes.
Wow. All right, boys. Overall, really stoked with this clutch. This is not a sponsored ad. I just really like this clutch. If you guys want this exact clutch, I'll link it down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this little episode. There's a little series of seeing Rose back on the channel. That was pretty dope. Definitely see more of it coming soon. Peace out, Jared.
Later, bro. Thank you as always.
Peace out, boys. I'll see you tomorrow. One quick little thing I forgot to mention. If you guys put a new clutch in your car, always a good idea to break it in. So 300, 400, 500 miles, somewhere in there. Don't beat on it. Don't do launches, Jared. Don't go sideways. No clutch burnouts. For a couple hundred miles, you should be good to go.